there's only so much your body can do if you're not supplementing your hormones after a certain age. And when you see guys that fucked with steroids most of their life and then tried to operate off of them, you have real problems just kick-starting your endocrine system.
Except for our boy Overeem. Testing? What's up?
Well, he's figured out a way to get down to 240 pounds. He's younger a little bit than Vitor, first of all, but he's figured out a way to get down to 240, and maybe he doesn't have as much power. But I think what he's realizing now is technically, like as a striker, he is at a fucking very high level.
He's more technical than anyone in the UFC.
Donald Cerrone was
he's
saying
made
that.
mistakes. He's made mistakes in some of his fights, and mistakes in his approaches, mistakes in like how big he tried to be, or running out of gas, like in the Travis Brown fight when Travis caught him with that front kick to the face. He would try to finish guys off, and he didn't finish that guys off. He'd kind of be fucked.
And now, he's relying on skills.
It was also with Winklejohn. That fucking Jackson team, man, there's a lot of great people for him to train with.
He's relying on skills. I'm just saying now that he's one of the guys where you see drug testing kick in, and obviously he looks completely different.
Yes.
But now he has to adapt the way he fights. He has more skills in the heavyweight division than anyone else when it comes to striking. A K1 champion,
else.
It's not even close.
Grand Prix. He won the Grand Prix.
Not even fucking close.
Donald
He's beat some of the
Cerrone was
best in
saying
the
that
world.
his technique is so fun to watch, and Donald will spar with him and says he just learns watching the guy.
But this is what I'm saying is he's a guy where this strict drug testing kicks in. You can see a physical change, and he's still doing well.
Well, he's better.
He's better.
He fights more cautiously, doesn't he?
Yes, he's fighting really smart.
I'd say smarter, not cautiously, way smarter. Because he used to come in like a meathead because he had so much power.
Yeah, exactly. And that allowed him to get clipped. And I think that when you're seeing him fight now, like especially, perfect example is Junior Dos Santos. Like he knocked Junior Dos Santos out, and a lot of people are like, God, maybe he's done. You know, maybe he's just not the same anymore. And then Junior comes back and fights Ben Rothwell and looks better than he's ever looked.
Yep.
So Junior looked fantastic, and then you realize, oh, Overeem's fucking good.
Yep.
He's good.
So explain to me why Grand Prix K1 champion is just so much better.
It's the biggest of the big of all, especially at the time when he did it. It doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
But at the time when he won it, it was Badr Hari, Gokhan Saki, the fucking
Best strikers
best
in the
of
world.
the best.
Really?
Peter Ertz, these guys like that won it. The guys that were
Krokop,
there.
Hari, I mean,
and he won it. And
Jerome
he won.
LeBanner, Ernesto Hoost. When you go back to like the history of K1, goddamn, Andy Hoog, some of the greatest strikers of all time. The most entertaining, exciting, wild, crazy fights between heavyweights, and they would knock each other out all the time.
I mean,
all
Peter
the
Arts,
time.
Sam Schilt. I mean, you got some monsters.
Oh
man.
my God, Semi Schilt. Good luck
Mark
trying to get in on that guy.
He was
7 feet tall,
could kick.
Kyokushin, and he would front kick the shit out of you.
How the fuck did he not play professional basketball?
Well, dude, he was such a good kickboxer. I just wish there was more money in kickboxing.
Especially back then.
Yeah.
7 feet tall.
Well, do you remember when Karatanov took him down and mounted him and just punched him in his same eye over and over again? He was screaming.
You bet your sweet ass I
Dude,
do.
that was one of the most disturbing like finishes of a fight. Karatanov took Semi Schilt down,
Murder at the
got
time.
on top of him. Karatanov was a monster.
Scared the shit out of me.
He was very scary because some Russian military dude, and he was beating Semi Schilt like he was torturing a prisoner. Like, I'm not even kidding, man. He like found he isolated him, got on top of him, pinned him down, and then kept hitting him in his cut eye. He had
the same eye, though.
Yeah, the same eye, just hitting the same eye. And Semi Schilt was just screaming at one point.
Prisoner of war style.
Yeah.
Like, he had some info that fucking
Exactly.
our boy needed.
It wasn't good, man. It wasn't good. There was something crazy about it.
Oh, no.
It was like, whoa.
And then he came into Strikeforce and did work, too. Remember that?
Well, we thought Arlovsky was done after he smushed Arlovsky. Remember?
Yeah.
I mean, he
knocked him out against the fence.
Murked Arlovsky. I mean, he's a K1 striker.
Yeah.
Karatanov's a beast.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the best of K1. You know, he gets beat by the best guys in K1, but he's at a super high level. His striking is no fucking joke.
For MMA, it was really good, too, because he did a lot of boxing and had good defense.
Beat the fuck out of Overeem.
Wow.
Beat
Beat the
brakes
fuck
off
out
him.
of Overeem. Knocked him out standing.
So-
Cracked him, had him running away from him. Running away from him, and then he folds against the
And then when they
ropes and
bought
KOs
Strikeforce,
him.
they just never moved him over.
Yeah, I guess not. I wonder what happened. I think he had some injuries for a while too. I believe he had some, some issues, and he gained a lot of weight because of it. Remember, he got like real heavy.
Yeah, because he lost in the heavyweight Grand Prix that DC won. Remember that? He was in that.
Yeah.
And he lost.
What do you think is
Who
going to
did he
happen?
I want to say Barnett.
Huh?
And Barnett beat him. Am I right on that, Jimmy? Am I going crazy?
I don't remember that fight. I don't remember
What do you think is going to happen when Stipe fights Overeem?
That's next. I think
knows?
100%
I think
because if you look at
Yeah.
their scheduling too, they both fought around the same time. Overeem's next. He's won 4 in a row. He's the guy for the job. They're both there.
I think you have to wait until Travis Brown fights Cain Velasquez. I think when but this is my thought. Cain Velasquez, if he beats Travis Brown in some spectacular way, they're going to be calling for him to fight for the title.
That's the toughest fight, I think, for Miocic, only because Travis will be in his grill. If it's a healthy
Travis or Cain?
I'm sorry, Cain. If Cain is in shape in that cardio thing and just in his grill, boxing, getting close, and wrestling, he's probably at least as good a wrestler or a better wrestler than Stipe.
Cain is overwhelming.
Yeah.
And as a
not even
person
close.
who's
Wrestling,
watched
it's not even
fighters,
Not
as
close?
As
Not
a
really?
person who's watched fighters my whole life, like watching the UFC, all the thousands of fights, I've never seen a heavyweight that can put the kind of pressure on somebody that Cain can. He's just different. His cardio is just different. It's crazy. It's like he's got double lungs.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking, man. Like I've been overwhelmed watching his fights.
It could be an argument he's #1 best heavyweight of all time. You could argue that.
I do argue that, and people get mad at me. They say Fedor is #1. I'm like,
Nah.
maybe.
Not to me.
No, I don't think so. Look, I really think that you have to be open-minded about this #1 debate. And I think until Verdum just got knocked out, Verdum is in the running for the debate.
100%.
I mean, he submits
Submitted
Fedor
in his prime, really.
submits Minotauro. And I don't think Fedor was in his prime, though. That's why I disagree.
He was the
had
first
fought
guy
Brett
to
Rogers.
do it. He was the
Yeah.
first guy to do it when it was Fedor. And then after that, I was like, all right,
But
big
I,
Fred.
He did get
think
caught
he was
by Fedor.
already. But I think he was already on the slide.
He
And
was,
I
but
think,
there was still that kind of prestige of
Yes.
Fedor. Like
Yes.
after he lost that, and then it's like, oh fuck it, yeah, we
But
can
coaches,
beat this guy.
But
the
Fedor
reason why
caught
I'm
him,
saying
though.
this is coaches were saying that. His own MMA coach, after he knocked out Brett Rogers, said that Fedor won with his old tricks, but he would have liked to have him for more time training.
Sure.
And he thinks he's not approaching it correctly, and he just won by being Fedor.
But he also caught Verdum with that old trick. He caught him, knocked him down, and then the mistake Fedor made was he jumped into his guard. But remember, he jumped in to pound him, but he caught him really, really well, knocked him down with the exact same timing that he did to everybody before that.
Okay,
So,
maybe.
Yeah, he still
or
lost.
maybe
Yeah.
or maybe Verdum goes down on purpose the moment a punch hits
he
him so he
does.
could drag you into
does
his
do
guard,
that, too.
which he
Overeem,
does.
yeah.
He's a smart guy. Verdum is a very smart guy.
He didn't fight smart on Saturday.
Definitely did not
Why
fight
the
smart.
fuck would you
Well,
run face first?
Because he got tagged. If you watch the stoppage, if you see if you can find the highlight, I'll show it to you because this is something that I wish somebody brought up during the actual commentary. He got tagged right before he got knocked out. He got tagged doing the same thing with the right hand. He moved forward. He was making these advances. He moved forward. He got tagged with that right hand. And I think he was on Queer Street. And I think he went running at Stipe on Queer Street and got knocked the fuck out. And the way Stipe did it was a fucking work of art.
The angle.
It was like
step
Anderson
in,
Silva and
boom.
Forrest
baby
Forrest
step to the
Griffin.
right and boom, right?
His
It was
angle,
better. It was even better.
It was better. His angle was sick. And
Yeah.
obviously, his right hand was nasty. It's also Verdum did get hit early, and in Verdum's training, if you've seen him train, there's this competition within that gym. When you get hit, it's like, whoa, got to get him back. I think it was more he gets hit and he's like a charging bull, and was like, fuck this, man.
I think it's probably a little of
Well,
both.
both. I agree.
Because I definitely
I can see
think
both.
he got cracked.
Cracked.
And I'm like, whoa, that is a big right hand that he got hit with. And it's in the same manner. The same manner. He's charging forward, he got hit. That's how Aldo got knocked out against McGregor.
Yep.
You got to be fucking real careful charging forward.
Well,
like
it makes,
that.
it makes
Stipe
the
is a
punch
good
harder.
boxer.
It makes
Way
the punch
harder.
harder because, and you know, Stipe's knocked out some great guys, but he's not a knockout artist per se. If you compare him to like a Mark Hunt or Roy Nelson, he's not a knockout artist. When a guy's charging in like that,
Yep.
and then you're countering with right hand, it makes it seem way worse.
Well, here's my take on Stipe's power. I think Stipe has big power, but I think he fights economically and intelligently. He's a smooth fighter.
Good boxer.
He's
man.
a very good boxer, Golden Gloves boxer, but he's like smooth and relaxed in the way he spars. It's one of the things that makes him so dangerous is he does things very correctly, you know? And I think, you know, DC was on the commentary for the UFC recently. He was talking about getting the rub. You know, he was talking about that experience when you have a tough fight with someone, you get the rub. And he fought Junior Dos Santos, and they went to war.
What do you mean rub?
This is what I mean. what he was saying is like Daniel says, when you fight someone that's really good and they're better than you, even if you lose, it elevates you. You get the rub. Like just by sharing the ring with them, just by being in that ring, by competing with them, you realize how good you are. You actually get better. And you realize how good that person is. Yeah. I think he got the rub when he fought Junior Dos Santos in a way, because he went 5 rounds with a guy who was one of the toughest of the tough. A guy who was one of the, a champion who knocked out Cain Velasquez with 1 punch, and he went 5 hard rounds with him. And the decision could have went either way.
And took his best shots.
Yeah.
And I also think, to go back to DC's point and your point with the rub, I think at the UFC level, especially when you get in that top echelon, you're good and people are telling you you're good. But like when he beat Arlovsky, he starched him. You don't learn much from that man. When you go to a decision with a world-class guy, then you're doing something right. Your camp, you're doing it right. You had good gas. You realize what works, what doesn't. So you learn so much more. Yeah. And he's going to, like you said, war with JDS, and we see him getting better and better. Yeah.
Well, what's really interesting now is, here's the dark horse that nobody talks about. Stefan Struve is only 28 years old. That fucking dude is gigantic. He's 7 feet tall. And if he could put it together, and he put it together on Bigfoot Silva the other night, knocked him out. I know the guy has a bunch of knockout losses. I know he does. But he knocked out Stipe.
Struve knocked out Stipe. That was his That was his only loss in the UFC.
Yeah. So look, dude, Struve, do not count that guy out yet.
Struve did an inside leg kick and then...
Well, he's got that heart issue and stuff.
I don't know what he's got going on physically. But I'm saying that kid, if he puts it all together, when you're 7 feet tall, how long does it take before you even get coordinated right? I mean, it's like you're sending a message, and it's got to go so far before it gets to your fucking hand.
Yeah.
And then, I mean,
have you fought guys that are super tall, like Jack May and those guys? I mean, what's
that? But the thing is Stipe would be, or not Stipe, Struve would be such a freaking handful if he could learn to use his reach. But when guys like Roy Nelson, when you get these upper echelon guys, nothing against Bigfoot, but off TRT or whatever, because he actually needs it, off it, it's. I think anyone in the top 20 kind of fucks him up. But with Struve, the real test is who they give him next.
Well, Struve got fucked up by Overeem. And Overeem, that was a super intelligent fight the way he fought it. He took him down, beautiful takedown, got on top of him, just ground and pound the shit out of him.
The other thing about Struve is you got to realize that kid has, I think, 40 fights.
Yeah.
He has a shitload of miles on him.
Well, that's
he has half a heart.
And the mark, well, it does not, it's not that
just
bad.
Kidding. No, but it's...
I don't know what he's got. What is the medical condition?
I forget. We have the same manager, so he deals with it all the time.
That Mark Hunt knockout, Jesus Christ. Mark Hunt with that leaping left hook.
Shattered his face.
Oh, dude, Mark Hunt hit so fucking hard.
You've been cage side seeing that, right? Oh. It's fast, too. He's so fast.
A beast. Yeah, he's a beast.
I think if Stipe can get... I'm curious to see if Stipe can get... But within boxing distance of Alistair and take away any of those kicks and how he sets it up, that's going to be interesting.
Alistair can box, man.
He can, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Better than Stipe.
He knocked out Junior.
I'm not going to tell you.
Knocked out Junior with one punch.
That's good.
He's the best striker in the UFC Heavyweight Division, maybe of all time.
So Stipe then is going to have to close that distance and box him, right?
Not necessarily. No. Stipe could crack him. Look, Ben Rothwell knocked him out in the first round standing.
Stipe has better footwork.
Anything can happen.
He's better footwork, and
Alistair's been stopped a lot of times.
Yeah, his chin's the question. This is the other thing people forget with Alistair. That motherfucker can grapple.
Oh, yeah.
He can wrestle and grapple his ass off. Yeah. So you want to go to the ground with him, you're going to be in a world of trouble.
Well, he won the Abu Dhabi European trials. God. And in Pride, he submitted Vitor. Yes. He also submitted Mark Hunt. He has a nasty guillotine, dude. His guillotine is super.
People always forget about that. They think of just as a striker, but you want to go to the ground with that dude.
I don't think Stipe has a lot of submission work under his belt. Right?
So Stipe and I trained for 2 years together. That kid has submission defense. So you know how Rashad has his black belt? If you ask Rashad to show you like a omoplata or a real specific offensive move, I don't think it's at black belt level, but his defense, and that's Stipe's defense is nasty, super nasty. It's just what he's really good at defense.
Yeah.
He's a very smart athlete.
Yeah.
And
very good athlete.
And it's when you have a guy who could probably be a professional ball player, right? You look at
Stipe?
He could probably be a professional ball player.
He didn't make it.
Yeah, he didn't make it, but he's at this level of an athlete. Now, what I'm saying is it's rare that you see a guy like that who comes over to MMA and fights like super technical, super smart, who's also really, really tough. Like
He's also a firefighter.
Yeah, professional,
Yeah.
full time.
Oh, yeah, full
His
time.
head is the biggest head I've ever seen in
It's a large
person.
head.
Nicest
But
guy of all time.
He's
too.
a great guy, but he's got a rare set of attributes, meaning that he's at pro sports athlete level, like as far as like his ability, his movement, and his intelligence, and his approach and his training. And then on top of that, he's tough as fuck.
As tough as they
Just
come.
tough as fuck. Like in this fight, let me tell you something, dude. I watched this fight very carefully. And one of the things that I was noticing was like how calm he was through everything, through the watch when they're staring each other down. One of the things you can really pay attention to is the shortness of the breathing. If you watch people breathing during like nervous situations, a lot of times, even if they look calm, you could sort of see this uneasiness in the way they're taking in oxygen. You're sensing tension. You don't sense any of that shit looking at him.
You know what's impressive too is he doesn't come from like a mastermind camp.
No.
It's just his boys in Cleveland.
Well, he just might have a mastermind camp. I mean, there's a lot of masterminds out there that don't have the right pupils.
I'm saying he's not from like a Jackson's, AK,
Right.
ATT. He keeps
Right.
his shit within Cleveland and does work, and then goes and
And then
does a
saves people
firefighter.
from burning buildings.
Who else is in that camp?
Isn't the girl?
Hardstyle MMA.
There's also isn't there is Leslie Smith from there?
No, it's not Raquel Pennington, right? Isn't it Jessica I?
No, it's Jessica I.
Jessica
Just
I.
guy.
So they have tough fighters. It's just like if a guy is like a really skillful trainer, and you've only been doing it for a few years, you have to wait for the right guy to sort of walk through your door.
Oh yeah, it's all about that, them walking through the door.
I remember that was a big thing with Eddie Bravo. With Eddie Bravo, it took forever for him to find someone who could do his style and prove in competition that it's very effective, not just with him.
He had a unique style.
Is that
yeah.
Stipe's brother or dad, the guy with the mustache?
Look at that guy with the mustache.
I don't know, that guy's awesome though.
Looks like-
But you talk about Stipe being calm. Remember, he's fighting right now.
That guy's not that old, Brian. Why are you calling that guy his dad?
I don't know. He
That looks like
looks like his older brother.
It's for sure his
35.
coach.
His older brother. I guarantee it's his older
It
brother.
might just some fucking thick dude. Eddie Bravo had a real good point about this. We were talking about it on the phone. He was like, Fabricio looked too relaxed. He was coming up to the ring. He was making that face that he makes.
What was that? Yeah, that was,
I'm so sick of that face.
Well, he's being funny. He's being silly.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with a fighter trying to stay loose.
I don't at all.
I think that's one of the things that Fabricio does to have a good time. He likes to make that silly
He's
face.
also been doing it forever, man.
He likes it.
He's the man.
He's Fabricio Verdum. If he won the fight and made that face, no one would say a fucking word. If he went out there and head kicked Stipe Miocic, no one would say a word.
yeah.
But it didn't work out. So when it doesn't work out, that's when everybody comes shitting on you.
What's the same with What's the same with Connor? With Connor,
yeah.
Nate. Connor's walking out
How about,
hey.
how about Ronda Rousey? Same with Ronda. When Ronda lost, everybody's mad at all the shit that they loved her for. They loved her for don't be a do-nothing bitch and fuck you. I'm making it to the top. Kiss my
Yeah,
ass.
now they hate her for
And then they think she's arrogant for that.
Same with Connor. Of
course.
Oh, you with your
Same.
rich shit.
Exactly.
He's in Venice right now,
Exactly.
driving around in a Rolls Royce. Just,
Yeah.
woo, wilding out.
Look, I just, it's just what comes. It's part of what people love about people bragging.
They want to bring you down, though, man. No matter what.
Look how loose Stipe looks. Look how loose.
good.
I mean, he's fighting for the title. Nice and loose. Look at that. Moves away.
Could have been argued he should have got a title earlier too, but he's just such a
perfect.
nice guy, and
Stand right
A lot
there,
of checking,
too.
too. A lot
Yeah.
of good checking of kicks. Like his Muay Thai is very good.
Feints.
Very educated with his movements. And look, Fabricio's got some fucking nasty kicks, man. And right there, his striking is much improved. We saw it in the Travis Brown fight, man.
Fabricio's
Amazing.
dangerous on the feet, man.
Yeah, the
Very
Cain Velasquez
dangerous.
fight, dude. His striking is fucking legit. He's long as shit, and he's got confidence in it. That nice switch kick there.
Yeah.
But he's a beast, dude.
I think in order to be that dangerous of a fighter, you're gonna have to open yourself up a little bit. And then when you fight a real strategic guy like Stipe, you're gonna get in a little bit of trouble.
Well, I think what happened in this fight in particular is that he forced it.
Yes.
I think he was in this gigantic soccer arena. It's the biggest crowd in history in MMA in Brazil. Look at that beautiful leg kick, though.
Yeah, man.
Jesus
Both of
Christ.
them, though.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
inside
nice
and the
jab.
outside.
Step
the-
into that to that.
Yeah, it's all nice. Like the technique is real nice. But I think Fabricio was just so ramped up because There's all these people in Brazil, and I think he's a confident man. I think he thinks he's the fucking best in the world. He just has to get a hold of this dude. There's a right hand he nailed him with.
Right hand.
Too.
See, so now
Stipe can take a shot.
He can, but now look, he's forcing it. He's forcing it
because he landed it.
Yeah. So watch when he starts to force it. He gets hit real hard, and then he gets hit hard and knocked out. He tried that knee. He tries forward, and when. See, he got a terrible single attempt there. That was like such a...
You're not getting Stipe on that. He's
a phenomenal
wrestler.
I mean, he might have been just trying to make him work.
But look
or
at Stipe's,
maybe open up possibilities. Like sometimes you drop for a single.
I think he's doing it just to get his mind off
Stipe's right in range, so he's not afraid to just be right in your grill.
He's not, though, B. He's not right in range.
Right.
But he's real relaxed.
Yes.
Like even the way he's throwing that jab, top.
Yep.
Like he's economical. And when you're economical in a 5-round fight, it's super
Beautiful
effective.
jab,
that was a
man.
very nice leg kick by Fabricio.
But he's timing that jab and
Great inside leg kick.
And the jab also is super light. Like he's just floating it out there. Pop. There's nice.
Watch
speed.
where he steps when he jabs too. He steps to the side there like that. It's fucking awesome.
Like look at that jab.
good
You see how
uppercut.
light that is?
Yeah.
Ta-ta. You know, he's not. There's no tension there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like flowing. He checked that leg kick again. Nice leg kick by Stipe. Nice switch. So right now, Fabricio's realizing, like, okay, this is not an easy fight. Look at that. Boom, that's it. That's the one. That's the one.
You're right.
And now right here, bang, that's the KO shot. Now back it up again. Watch, just back it up just a little bit to where he's chasing him. So watch when he's chasing.
He got rocked.
This video player is really.
You're correct. You're correct though.
You're right. I saw that.
You're correct though, Joe.
I didn't see that until and he got mad and he came out.
Yes. He got tagged. Yeah, he got tagged hard with that right hand.
That's right.
And then he kept charging, and then he got face planted with the second one.
Wow.
That first right hand had him on Queer Street. I guarantee you, because he's moving forward, and Stipe drops it in on him, and it's the same punch he knocked him out with. And it's when Stipe throws a punch, and this is how you know he's good. I mean, obviously he was fucking good, but this is how you know his technique's at a real high level. His arm is like loose, man, and then he throws it, and then as it gets to his face, he tightens it down and does this smack, like as he's moving away, he smack. Like it's a super efficient, like really technical punch to throw it that way, moving back, pop. And in that sense, it's very much like what Anderson did to Forrest Griffin.
It's also calculated because he threw it twice, and they both landed. They're both. You can tell they're working on that.
He threw the left hook twice.
The right hand.
The right hand.
Okay.
The check. Moving back and still having power.
Is he stepping to the side when he does that, or
they already had to?
Okay.
Yes, but doesn't even necessarily have to be that he planned it out and that was a part of the game plan. I think Stipe does that.
Yes.
I think he's a really good striker. If you're looking at his movement, and I think you're looking at a guy who's super fucking determined, man. Stipe is super determined. And when you're a guy that's that focused, you're going to get fucking really good at everything.
Yeah.
So after he gets that fight, look at that jab. See that jab?
Yeah.
See how
it's like an uppercut
fluid
jab.
it is, too. It's so, like, everything he's doing is so relaxed and efficient.
You don't see a lot of jabs.
Man, Fabricio's catching.
You don't see a lot of jabs.
Like, my all-time favorite fighter, probably, if I had to tell you who I was most excited to see fight, is probably Vanderlei. There's the right hand. Boom. See that right hand? He's hurt. He's fucking hurt here.
Yeah, he got mad.
He didn't just get mad. His legs jolted. He had a like you could see his legs stiffen up when he got hit by that first right hand. He got hurt, and then the second one face plants him. Stipe's a dangerous guy. He's not going to make. He's not going to make mistakes.
Hey, Cleveland, let's get our boy a goddamn parade. No one wins shit in that town.
Shit.
Hey, LeBron, you want to jack every other UFC fighter off? How about you tweet out about Stipe? Your boy's from your fucking hometown.
He jumped off the fence. He goes, "I'm the world champ. I'm the new world champ."
Yeah, man.
It was like coming into his mind. Like, is this real information?
Hey, LeBron,
did that just happen?
Step your fucking game up.
Fucking yeah, I love it. I love that guy.
Me too, man.
I love him. I love what he stands for. I love watching him as a fighter. I love that he could do that. I love it. I love that he did it in Brazil. Look at this.
Me too.
Watch this. Watch how efficient. Spank. See, it's like tank. Yeah, he just drops it in on him. To be able to time it that good too. Look at this. Watch the timing.
Dude,
look at that timing, dude.
Yeah, he pushes his hand away.
Class.
Yeah, dude.
Pushes and then with the same hand.
Did you see Overeem's?
Look at this.
Did you see Overeem's tweet?
Crack. Yeah. Yeah, he wants to fight him.
Yeah.
Of course.
He said you're next, and he did the blood sport meme. Love it.
See that one showed both.
Wow.
That highlight right there was the perfect highlight.
Step to the right
because it showed the first one how much impact the first one had on him. The first punch was a big factor there, man. That first punch had him weird up.
Unbelievable, man.